us a little bit about how you got started in the natural hair products and the natural hair?
So, my love for natural hair started way in my youth. I was a braider. I would braid anyone's hair who would let me braid their hair. At church, all my little friends, I braided their hair, my mom, my sister, because we were basically homebound. My mother didn't let us go out much, so every Sunday I would shampoo and braid my sister's hair, so she had a new, fresh, braided hairstyle for school every week.
Wow.
And her teachers would ask, well, who did your hair? You know, and I was like, oh, I'm just doing hair at home. You know, it was just my little hobby, but it became my profession. When I was in high school, I started cultivating a little clientele. My mom, you know, she was like my biggest supporter. People would ask her who did her hair. She'd always recommend me. And sometimes even if they didn't ask her, she was still recommending me. So by the time I graduated high school, I had a little fledgling clientele going. It was my first year going to college, but I was so in love with doing hair. It just took up all my time. It was the one thing that brought me like so much joy. So I was doing so much hair that my studies suffered and I was put on academic probation.
Okay.
So I was like at a crux, because I was like, how do I tell my parents that I can't go back to school because I wasn't going to class? So I told my mom that I wanted to go to beauty school, and she knew how much I loved doing hair and braiding. So she's like, okay. But my dad, he was like, oh no, who leaves college to go to beauty school? Are you kidding me? He wasn't pleased. But you know, I still didn't tell them that I had no choice, that I had to take a break. But my mom spoke to him, and you know, I said, okay, I'll go to beauty school and I'll use my Pell and Tap to pay for beauty school. But this was in 1987, and that was not the case. Pell and Tap did not pay for beauty school.
Right.
So I had to take out a loan, and I spoke to my mom, and she's like, no problem. You know, she co-signed for me to get the loan, and that was the beginning of my journey. It was amazing. I felt like I was where I should be. You know, the education, the camaraderie, the learning, you know, doing hair all day, it was like giving me life.
Okay.
I really, really enjoyed it.
And why natural hair?
Well, you know, when I started out, I have a cosmetology license. So I learned the whole curriculum, which was with relaxers and chemicals. So it wasn't until I opened my salon 12 years ago that I decided to take the natural path. And my husband even said, are you sure you want a natural hair salon? I was like, yeah, because by that point, I wasn't comfortable offering relaxer services anymore, knowing what they do to the hair and to the bodies. Most brown and black women who were relaxing their hair for many years decided to stop using the chemicals because there was a lot of health disparities, and you know, a lot of people were experiencing a lot of health issues, and there is a correlation with the chemical. So now that we're in this movement of self-love and self-preservation, a lot of people have decided to go a healthier way, you know, eat healthier, you know, self-care, exercise, and to do away with the chemicals, because relaxers are very, very, very toxic. So it's like this new wave of people going back to natural. You know, we're just going back to wearing our hair in its natural state, which sometimes can be a little bit of a challenge because we're the only people who were never taught to wear and take care of our hair in its natural state. But now with information and more eye-opening and people wanting a healthier lifestyle, we see a whole wave of people going back to natural.
I wanted to find out from you, like, what are some of the things that you use on the hair?
So, with education comes great information and direction. We as a people are accustomed to using oils on our bodies and in our hair, and oils do serve a purpose, and oils do have certain benefits. But what I have seen in the salon and with our clients, the overuse of oil is what helps deter us from actualizing the healthy, bountiful, beautiful hair that we look for. And a lot of times we associate shine on the hair with healthy hair. But a lot of times that shine is brought on artificially. Because if you look at the structure of natural hair sometimes is like wool, and it has a matte finish. So a lot of times when clients or people want to see a shine, they use oil. But oils sometimes, if used improperly, creates buildup on the hair and scalp. And it doesn't allow the hair to breathe or absorb moisture. And we need a balance of moisture and protein. Oil, being a protein, can build the hair up too much. We are accustomed to putting oil on our hair and on our scalp, but it's not necessary.
Right.
It's not necessary.
Right. So do you do hair shows? Any other hair shows?
Yes, we do hair shows. Okay, I'm an old school beautician. I've been at this for about 30 years at least. And the salon where I got my foundation in, Styling with a Flair, in Mount Vernon, the proprietress is Edith Brand Bryce. She was big on hair shows. She would have hair shows every year. All the stylists in the salon, we would be able to showcase our craft and our talent, and it was amazing. She would rent out the Carib, which is an amazing club. They would allow us to have our hair show. All the stylists would do 5 models. She allowed us to just use all our creativity to showcase our talents and the services that we offered in the salon. And it was a way of promoting the business, having a great time. And it was like socializing with our clients and our friends. Beautiful. So we did a lot of that. Fast forward to now, I still have shows, but they're a little bit different because now people are really looking for information and education. So we have a lot of workshops. We have workshops in the salon for licensed cosmetologists, and we also have workshops for our clients when they need information. But and also the pandemic shutting everything down, we didn't do a lot. But now I see a resurgence. And yeah, we are going to have more hair shows. And I want to thank you for inviting me to your hair show, because when you invited me, it was a while since I'd even been in a show. And when I tell you, your Kwanzaa festival was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
So many different styles now. So can you elaborate a little bit about the different styles and techniques?
Yes, let me tell you, but we are a people, we always styled our hair elaborately. It's part of our culture. That's from way back. But now it seems like we are just embracing our natural hair. Now with the information and the ability to grow it natural, we can just really be creative. We're always creative with fashion, but the hairstyles are amazing. And I noticed that, and I keep going back to this pandemic, but after the pandemic, I think people were at home not cutting their hair, because in the salon, we see so many young men with a lot of hair, and it's because they didn't cut it, and then they grew it, loved it, and decided not to get it cut. And also with the locks. A lot of people are locking their hair now. We have a huge amount of clients with locks and the different lock techniques. We get calls every week for people who want to establish their locks. Some like them small, some like them, larger. We have clients who start their locks like free-formed and they just want to come in for styling. But yeah, the styles are amazing. People's creativity, and now with the internet and Pinterest and styles being posted on those platforms, clients come in with inspirational photos that really stretch us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So do you subscribe to social media? Do you have postings on Instagram, and do you have your website and stuff like that that people can follow and follow the different styles that you have now?
Yeah, absolutely. So our social media handle on all platforms, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, is Nubian Hair Studio. So we want to keep it simple. We don't want anyone to be confused. We don't want to lose you. So if you follow Nubian Hair Studio, you will find us. And our website is nubianhairstudio.llc.com.
So let me ask you one last thing. Do you have a partnership with any other studios, or have done any shows with other collaborations, other partners and stuff like that?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm a big proponent of education.
Right.
It's like very important to me. I've been licensed many years, but I take my education seriously. I just came back from a master certification with Cut It Kinky, which is an organization that, when I tell you, these women have so much knowledge and information for healthy natural hair. They grew an entire consumer base. Clients, the regular consumer, can go to their platforms to get information on how to keep their hair healthy. But the people were growing their hair so well and so fast, they couldn't find anyone to cut their hair, because kinky hair and tightly curled hair, everyone just can't do it. So these women from Cut It Kinky created a platform and a program to train stylists on how to care and, cut tightly curled hair. So I have a salon owner who's my friend. Her salon is on the same block as Nubian Hair Studio. And she has a spa. It's called Gem's Beauty Bar and Spa, an amazing spa, wonderful service, skincare, nails, and everything. So she has clients who come in, and she wanted some information and education. And she asked me, could you teach us on how to help our clients wear their hair curly? So we did a collaboration, and we had 40 stylists come in for training.
Wow.
And it's so important that we get high quality, comprehensive education. We want to be the best that we can be so that we can offer our clients what they need.
Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, so again, tell us where people can find you and what are your hours, and, tell us where people can find Nubian Hair Salon.
Okay, so Nubian Hair Studio is located at 767 East 169th Street, right in the heart of the Bronx, between Boston Road and Tinton Avenue. We are open 6 days a week, Sunday through Friday. Sunday is our early day. We start at about 8 a.m. and we finish at about 4. The rest of the week we're open 9 to 6. Thursday is our late night. We take our last client at 7. We are closed on Saturdays.
Okay. And located right here in the Bronx, the boogie down. You don't have to go very far, right here. So I thank you, and thank you for being my special guest.
Thanks for inviting me.
Working vertically on the set,
Yes.
working to the top. All right.
This is a part of it. How does it look?
She looks a little streaky. That's what I wanted to come and check because with a tight curly,